dating as a bi man, a short phrase, is fucking tragic. So I've never had a GF or BF, and I just feel like in this modern times, like I feel like it's just my dynamic has always been screwed up, You know, I'm just fucking ranting right now. My dynamic has always been screwed up, I just want to talk to you guys about it. So like me, like, and I've been seeing other guys' videos about it, like dating is hard, dating for men sucks, and I'm talking about their problems. So it just kind of inspired me to talk about my problems and just be authentic, So for me, growing up, I was always told I was attractive, complimented, I mean, I lost my hair, but I consider myself a decent looking guy. My beard isn't done right now. It was in a couple other videos. So when I get my beard done, like, honestly, I see myself as a 6 right now. But when I get my beard done and my style is like up there, I'm like a 7, at most a 7, And I mean, I guess I could be like a 10 or something, or close to a 10 if I'm hitting the gym constantly now, but I guess probably when I reach my goals, I'm trying to do a body recomposition. When I reach my goals, like, I'll be a 10, But I'm saying, like, I'm currently a 7 right now. I got a little weight on me, trying to transform that, trying to hit the gym. I try to eat healthy. Now I wasn't eating healthy consistently, but I'm trying to do it every day because I realize, like, the food I put in my body is linked to my mood, and me eating bad, and like I even hate talking about it because I just don't want to jinx it. But me, like, eating all the junk food and shit and the fast food is like it leads to me having like crash outs, and like just really screwed up moods and mood swings, So I'm just trying to fuel my body with healthy food, But I'm just saying, like, I consider myself a 6 right now, but with my beard done and my style just right, I feel like I'm a 7, and like, I've been told, like, in my life by both women and men that I'm attractive, I've been girls have hit on me, in life. Even as a kid, like, I was getting hit on by girls, like, flirted with girls, But it never led to anything substantial, And it was always short-lived, It was never like, I'm trying to think. I'm short of words right now. It was never like, it was always like, some type of infatuation with me or something, or something like where it was always like, I'm trying to describe it. It was always just like quick, it was never like something like somebody would, male or female, wanted to develop into something serious like a relationship, So I guess a lot of the times with people, it was just people just being infatuated with me, Never nobody wanting to be in a relationship, women or men. It was like, it was the same thing in school, A lot of people, I feel like, found me attractive in my high school, right? But nobody wanted to pursue anything with me, and I was very infamous in my high school. I hated my teenage years to hell. I hated my teenage years all, like, I'm telling you, I hated my teenage years very much, and I was very infamous in school, infamy, and I guess a lot of people found me attractive, but it was just short-lived, and that's how it's always been in my life, The people I found so beautiful, just, I'm sure they found me attractive as well, but they just never wanted anything to do with me, past. They just never put in any effort, never initiated anything. Always just a lot of limerence, a lot of me desiring people that just didn't want me, And I was never the person to go after, like, the most, like I never went after like hotness when it came to looks. With me, with dating, I always went after people that I viewed as beautiful, you know, and they had to have like certain characteristics, you know, like, well, sometimes it wasn't always true, you know, and I'm learning that as I get older, how I viewed them wasn't always reality, you know, but I guess like the characteristics, I probably saw in them at the time was like kindness and like, that's one thing with me. I love, well, I always try to look for like, I always try to like approach people I view as like, okay, they're not hot, but they're beautiful, you know, and they're handsome, they're attractive, and like they're kind, you know. That's always what the trait that always try to go after with people was always kindness, you know, and like, are they a good person, you know, like, do they have a good heart? And that's what sorry, I'm fucking jumbling up my words. That's what I can't even say it, Jesus. That's what from the start would attract me to like a person, like the looks plus, you know, them being kind and them like having like good personality traits, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like that's what like would make me attracted to them, you know, but a lot of it goes back to limerence, you know, and it fucking sucks, you know, because I realized I had a lot of infatuations with people too, as people have had with me, you know, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, at the end of the day, like I feel like I was just never an option to be taken seriously. I was just somebody to be played with, you know, never somebody to be like to actually to consider dating, you know. That's how I always felt about it, you know, with people and how they would react to me, how they would treat me, you know, just something to look at, you know, not something to really consider, not a person to consider being with, you know. That's how I always felt. And it sucks ass. It sucks so much. And like a lot of the times I would be so confused in life, you know. I would be like, okay, but I know a lot of people find me attractive, right? But it's just like, well, how come nobody wants to date me, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like I've been listening to this song so much, Saved by Now. This alternative band, and they talk about how like it's one line in the song where she was like, if I'm so perfect, how come you don't want me? You know, it's like, it's a lot of that going on in my life, you know, and I've been on dates with women. I have yet to be on dates with guys, because like all guys want to do is fuck, you know, and have sex, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm not I mean, I enjoy sex, but I'm not into sleeping around, and I'm not into being promiscuous, you know. I've been on dates with girls, not a lot of dates with guys, you know, but the few dates I've been on with women have been horrific, you know, horrible, and it's just been bad, you know. And I feel like I'm always getting used, you know, stuff like that. Dating apps is shit, you know. A lot of these girls selling OnlyFans content and OnlyFans, and like one girl with an OnlyFans messaged me, like I fucking unmatched immediately, like fuck out of here. And then like it's just a lot of that, you know, and just a lot of women looking to use men, you know. That's who I consider whores. I consider women looking to use men, and women that cheat on their husbands and boyfriends, I consider them whores. Those are the real whores, you know. Not women that maybe have like maybe 7 bodies or something. I don't consider that to be a whore. I consider a woman that's fucking around on her husband and cheat on her boyfriend, and maybe the girls that's doing OnlyFans to a certain extent, you know, to be fucking whores, you know. But that's just what I wanted to say. But I just feel like a lot of the times it's so much confusion, because I'm like, if I'm so attractive, like how come I can't really get the people like I really want, you know what I'm saying? Like physically. Well, just physically, because at the end of the day, it's like I still don't know these people, and I have an idealized version of who I think they are in my head. And I could be totally wrong and they could be totally wrong for me, But it's been times like that too where I've thought in like this person was so amazing and they turned out to be a shit bag, or a piece of, or fucking a bitch, So like it's unbelievable, and I just feel like, sorry, I'm trying to explain it. I always do this, I always get like clouded thought, but yeah, I've been on some dates, all went horrible. Like I have yet to not encounter a woman trying to use me or waste my time. That's all women have done so far with me, is just try to use me or waste my time, and I feel like like they try to do that with a lot of guys, just try to waste their time or like just try to use them, forever asking somebody what their fucking Cash App is. I don't have Cash App. So it's just stuff like that, and just a lot of stuff, I just feel like I'm at a loss for words. God, I suck at making videos. I really do. I suck so much at making videos. I just feel like that's just basically it, and like it's always it's honestly kind of hard to get hookups to a certain degree on apps with me. Kind of hard to get hookups, just a lot of time, my time being wasted in general. Is it easier to sleep with guys? To a certain degree it is, but I choose not to do that, because I'm really not trying to be passed around, I'm not trying to be passed around. And I do kind of wish I could have had more experience with women physically, and I've only been with 2 women sexually, I kind of wish I could have had more experience, physically, and haven't been on a lot of dates, been on a couple, but it was just bullshit, and yeah, so I just feel like it's so many questions, I feel like every guy has a unique experience, but it's just like me. It's like, if I'm so all these things, it's like, why can't I get a fucking girlfriend? Why can't I get a boyfriend? Why can't I get somebody like that wants to go there with me? You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. I always ask these things. Sometimes I think about it daily. Like I've been thinking about this almost daily for years now. I've been thinking about, why can't I get these certain relationships, these certain things, I've been thinking about it for like daily for years now. And, I'm not going to sit here and give that advice where it's like, oh, just, wait for love, because that's not even true. None of that is true, because waiting for love, you're going to be, what, a 60-year-old person waiting for love or something, that's just a little bit of what I wanted to say, it's easy to hook up with guys in general because they just want to have sex, kind of harder to hook up with women, but I guess like I don't know. If you paying for it, like it's easier to hook up with women. So I don't know. As long as you got that money. So that's all I got to say. But just trying to be vulnerable here right now. It sucks sometimes. It's like, when is it gonna happen? Like, when am I gonna be in a relationship? It's like, when am I gonna find a woman or a guy that just wants to be with me and can give me like that love that I want. I really crave adoration in relationships. I crave adoration because I got that a lot as a child. I heard somewhere in another video by this woman, like she was like, we crave the love we received as kids, you know, or when we were younger. That's what I've always craved in relationships, adoration, because growing up, people would be like, oh my God, he's so cute, like stuff like that, talking to me. So I've always craved that adoration. I know. And I should Google that too to see if that's kind of true. I think it's true. I don't think, but I feel like I know it's true because like it makes sense. Like we crave the love we got as children, so I really do crave that, to be adored in relationships, stuff like that. Not friendships, just in relationships, And I feel like things are just bad for guys now, because it's just so much. It's so much like I feel like women are opportunistic, So, and plus with social media and like all this, people like women are getting hit up in the DMs by celebrities, they getting offered all this stuff. And like it's just hard for the average guys, I mean, you can work on yourself to a point, but I feel like how long am I gonna keep working on myself? I feel like I deserve love, and I deserve everything else everybody else gets. You know what I'm saying? And why do I have to work on myself alone? I don't deserve to be in a relationship, while I'm improving myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, just so many questions, so many unanswered questions to life in general, That's just what I wanted to say. Take care, y'all.